What's going on, guys? So our next review that we're going to do is on the Optimum Furbit Frog. This is actually a really cool frog. It's got some different things that set it apart from some of the other frogs that I've reviewed in the past, and I'm going to go over those with you as well as my experience on the water and some of the pros and cons to having the frog. So let's check it out. All right, guys, so the Optimum Furbit Frog. I believe it comes in two sizes. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it comes in two sizes. Tackle Warehouse only carries one size, but they also have the Poppin' Furbit Frog. I actually have that frog right here too, and I'll talk to you about that frog. I'll just go ahead and set it off to the side for now and tell you how we got that frog. But for now, the Furbit Frog, this is a length of 3 1/4 inches, has a weight of 5/8 of an ounce, and go to show you guys my measurement here. You can't really see it, but from the line tied to the end, good grief, we can get it out of the way. Just like they say, it's about 3 3/4, and then without the line tie, it's about 2 7/8 inches. So just a shade under. The body is just a shade under 3 inches there. The thing that sets this thing apart is the material on the back here. It's not silicone, it's not rubber, it's actually rabbit fur here. And it's pretty cool because it looks amazing in the water, you guys. I mean, it's a bear to deal with outside of the water because it's dry right now. But as soon as it gets wet, this stuff just looks great. There is a guy on YouTube, gosh, I can't remember his name. But anyway, I've seen people use rabbit fur or different fur material as jig material, and it looks so good in the water, you guys. I mean, it moves with the current of the water with such fluidity that it just looks ultra realistic. And I don't know how that presents itself to the bass or not, but it really does look good. The problem that I have with this material, and actually apparently this is fairly common material for fly fishing, and in fact I've seen it at one of my local tackle shops, this rabbit fur material. After I had the issue that I ran into it, this stuff comes in long straps. You can see that it has this strap on it right here where the actual skin is dried out here. And it's about that long, and I'm sure it comes in different lengths and stuff, but this is actually where this is about 2 1/2 inches long right there. It doesn't go but just up inside this reinforcement part of the body of the leg here. It just barely goes inside of that. So the problem that you have is that if a bass were to bite this, it's going to bite it and it could potentially rip it out fairly easily. That is actually what happened to me on the first day I was using it. I had a couple of bass hit it, ripped out one of the legs. I actually contacted the owner of Optimum Baits. He was very, very nice. In fact, he sent me a new one, which he didn't have to do, but he did. He sent me a new Furbit Frog, and then he also sent me this this Poppin' Frog for the review as well, just so you guys can check out the Poppin' Frog as well. So there's a couple different ways that you guys can do this. Obviously, in my circumstance, they just sent me a new frog. But if you guys wanted an easier way to get this fixed, this material here is very inexpensive, and you guys can go get it at like fly shops, or some tackle shops will actually have this rabbit fur material that you can just shove right back up in there. You can use, what did I use? I used just like a blade that wasn't sharp, and I just kind of pushed it up inside of there. In fact, when I saw that it might have been coming loose, I just kind of pushed it up there even more to make sure it didn't come out. Or you guys can just go buy some silicone and stuff it through one side through the other, and then you can make it in the silicone. But the cool thing about this frog is that it does have this rabbit fur, and I would keep the rabbit fur on there. The other thing that it has is this spinnerbait blade on the back side of it. It does have a swivel. The chunk lead weight that's on the back here is very, very thick. In fact, you could get the hooks out of here, but if you look at the lead is actually molded around where the hooks go. It keeps water out pretty good, but the reason why I bring that up is this thing sits really aggressive in the water. So this thing is really at home in a position with sparse cover. I say sparse cover because you really want those legs to show a little bit in sparse cover, or no cover at all is where that's going to show. And then also with sparse cover, it's going to offer some buoyancy to the frog. It'll help keep the frog up out of the water a little bit, where this frog really wants to sit like this. Not a big deal, but for some people, you just don't want it to sit that low in the water. If you throw it into heavy cover, one thing that I thought was going to be a problem is this spinnerbait blade. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't get caught up with stuff. I don't know why, I can't explain it, but it doesn't get muck or anything like that caught on it, which is, it's really a good thing, and it goes to the water so well. It just offers another facet to frog fishing that you can add to give it some more dynamic movement, I guess. Adding some flash as this thing moves through the water. So really, really cool, you guys. And actually, they work really well. One thing that I was really surprised about when I was using this popping frog, it's one of the best popping frogs you're going to find. The material on these frogs, by the way, extremely soft. One of the softest frogs out there. It feels more like a rubber, kind of a sticky. When you touch it to the touch, it's kind of sticky a little bit. But it's the material doesn't feel thin, but it's just very, very soft. So in fact, I think it won Best Soft Lure at an iCast maybe in like 2006 or something like that. So it has been praised in the past, and still has a very good, I guess, a very good look in the water for a lot of people, where they can still use it over the Copper's live target frog that everybody seems to love and want to use. This popping version only has one strand coming out of the back of it, one tail, if you will. See, it's just the one there. But this popping version just works so well, and it really wants to walk well. And I got so many blow-up strikes on this frog this summer. I don't think I put out any videos of me catching fish with it, but this was a really fun one to use. By the way, both of the frogs, they have round bend. I think these are owner hooks on there. So these are the round bend as opposed to the extra wide gap hooks. So let's go ahead and go over the colors that I have here. I'm not going to go over that popping one, but that's the same color as this one, and I believe this is one. It's called Bullfrog. And Bullfrog, I think as far as the color of the leg material goes, on this one you can see the leg material is like a green and a light black. There is another one that just has black leg material like this one, but it's the same body. It's the same Bullfrog body that this one has. So still, it's still a good color, but it's just different leg material coming out the back. So this one is called Bullfrog. The next color we have here, I believe, is called Bluegill. For whatever reason, they don't have it on Tackle Warehouse anymore, and I don't have the packaging with me anymore. But this color, as the name would suggest, kind of looks like a bluegill or a bait fish of some sort with that red throat. This one actually has black fur material on the back of it, but like I said, I think that fur material can vary from frog to frog. So it just depends on where you get it and when you get it, because the two frogs that I have here with the other Furbit the Frog, the material has varied. So anyway, there is Bluegill. Alright guys, so there's my review of the Furbit Frog. It's like I said, it's a very cool frog. I like the idea that they use the rabbit fur there, and then I also like the spinnerbait blade on the back there. It looks like a teardrop. I don't want to say that's a Colorado. Is that a Colorado? I don't think that's a Colorado. That might be an Indiana blade. I don't know. But on this poppin' version, it's a willow leaf blade. So there's some variance between those frogs. So pretty cool frog, guys. So check it out if you guys get the opportunity. If you guys like the video, I really appreciate it if you hit the like button down over there, and stay tuned for the next review. And thanks for all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep making the videos as long as you guys keep watching them. So thanks a lot.